Okay, let me say hi. I'm back here. This time around now, I'm here to talk about as a motivational speaker. I'm here to talk about uh, you know something dearest to my heart, which is I just want to advise the young people. The topic today is prepare yourself for excellent leadership. If you don't mind, you can share the video. I will appreciate. This is about leadership. I'm going to speak on, and so we are going to share a little bit of knowledge here as well. We're going to share a little bit of knowledge here. Prepare yourself for excellent leadership. I'm talking to young adults of today, young people of today. It's you I'm talking to right now. Prepare yourself for excellent leadership. Young people of Africa, particularly Liberia, you need to prepare yourself for excellent leadership. You need to prepare yourself for excellent leadership. For those of you who are following me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, thank you very much as well. Liking my YouTube channel and following me, subscribing. Thank you. If you're here on this platform, you haven't done so, I want you to visit my YouTube channel. I'm using the same name of my, as it is on Facebook. So you'll find a lot of videos there from me. Another way of giving back to your community, to my community as well. But this morning, like I said, the topic is prepare yourself for excellent leadership. I'm talking to the young people across Africa, but particularly Liberia, my country of birth. Yes, prepare yourself for excellent leadership. Prepare yourself for excellent leadership. You know, I'm happy that we are in the 21st century, and you know, a lot of young people now are into what is known as advocacy, activism in different forms. Some are into environment. They're doing great across the continent of Africa. Some are into human rights. They're doing great across the continent of Africa. And everyone is, you know, finding their own place to make sure that indeed they make an impact. Brilliant, that's good. I know many years ago, many young people wouldn't have time. They thought that, you know, everything about the environment, everything about the climate, everything about education, about health, social welfare, and everything, it is the responsibility of the older people. It's the responsibility of the government. And they should just sit there without talking. Education, they won't get time to, you know, actually make any impact, even if they see that indeed this particular institution that they're in, you know, is not accommodating to everybody. That you see the people with disability finding it very, very difficult to gain access to the institution as well. And today, in this 21st century, we're seeing a growing number of young people, young adults, getting involved into advocacy, into politics, and into activism. And it's something great, which I love, because at least many of us now, we are waking up to the reality that indeed, you know, our community belongs to us. Governments belong to us. It's good that we are waking to this reality today. And many of the young people, I'm above the age of me calling myself a young person anyway. So that's why I say I want to talk to the young adults, 18 and above. Some of you have engaged into politics at a very early stage. Yes. either by virtue of just running a campaign or wearing somebody's t-shirts and going there to hold a poster and say, I support this individual, or, running a full campaign for them or so. You don't care. But that's a good start. That at least you have some concern about what is happening. That at least you have some concern that indeed what is happening in your community as well. But in terms of our topic for today, preparing yourself for excellent leadership, I want to share some tips with you. It's almost like when you're telling somebody there is something in your eye, I can see it, there's a peg in your eye. And then at the same time, you're actually struggling with your eye as well. And you know definitely that something is in your eye, a peg is in your eye as well. But you are not taking that out first to help the individual. You start to say, I want to help you. It doesn't work like that. That's a very common saying, but it's telling us a great story. There are young adults today who have decided to join into advocacy, activism as well. And some of them have joined into becoming a propaganda for somebody or a particular setting. They're doing it. Whether the message is true or whether the individual is behaving, right or not, they will sign loyalty to the individual or that organization and begin to promulgate messages that will not even be of good. Now, I want you to remember that today, whatever you are doing today in terms of activism, advocacy or so, you are a leader. I want you to put yourself in that shoes, or in those shoes, that you are a leader. Do not dismiss that. You are a leader. When you stand out there and you hold that poster on your hand, that banner on your hands, and you hold a placard and say, I want social justice change. I want change for the older people to live in good life. I want hospital or clinic in my community, in my district. When you hold that placard anywhere, you are a leader. You are leading a quest. You are pushing up message somewhere, and you want that message to be grabbed by people who's supposed to grab it, stakeholders. Okay? So, you are building that, you're building yourself to becoming a leader. You're building yourself as well to becoming an excellent leader. But at the same time, you got to be mindful. And this is how you need to prepare yourself of becoming an excellent leader in the future. Your community, the community you live in. Are you connected with your community? Do you volunteer in your community? Do you give back to your community in terms of perhaps either by way of helping somebody who is in need? Are you really visible in the lives of people in your community? Because leadership, the people say charity actually starts at home. If you want to become a bigger leader tomorrow, then you have to begin here now. You got to start here now as a young adult. Okay? You will, even the blames you're putting on others that you want to get there tomorrow and make a change. First of all, you got to start it right in your community. Are you close with the community? How much contribution are you making in your community? When you see that elderly person walking in front of you, they're struggling with that plastic bag or so, do you rush there to say, mommy, daddy, grandma, granddad, can I help you? Do you ask, or you just pass by? When you see two children, fighting, they just came from school and they're fighting each other, and you, as a young adult, as a future leader, you pass in there, and you look at those children, they're blooding each other, and you don't, do you stop by and say, hey, stop? Why are you fighting? Stop it. Do you do that? How much impact are you making in your community? Preparing yourself for excellent leadership as a young adult, it got to start in your home. It got to start in your home. That is your community. How many times have you put people together and say, we live on this street here, but this street is too dirty or so. Let's clean it. And you call people together, you call the same young adults together and say, let's do this in the name of keeping our community clean. Do you do that? If you are not doing that, you are not preparing yourself to becoming an excellent leader. Now, giving back, because those are all the characteristics of giving back. Very good foundation there. You identify with your community. You concern with your community. You concern with your neighbor. Okay? You take projects that will benefit the community. Even by just waking up in the morning, that stretch of road, and you go, you pick up people, you pick up the dirt from the street. It means a lot. People are eyeing you. That's leadership. And you don't have to wait for a multitude set of people to say, let's do this. Becoming an excellent leader have to start inside yourself. How much trustworthy are you? Have you worked in a group and you manage the welfare of that group properly? You telling somebody else to change their attitude. Okay? You're telling somebody else to say, stop corruption. It is dangerous. It kills the dreams of so many people. But are you not receiving that small package in our community group, at that intellectual center, and only a few of you are pocketing it, and you are not even designing any programs or so that will benefit those that are always coming around, or the rest of the membership, or in the community there that the intellectual center is situated, is planted. When you get that small money or so, do you have at least Christmas parties every Christmas, or New Year party for children? We don't have to use the word less fortunate or so. For me, everyone, all of one of us, we are fortunate. We're fortunate to be alive. We are fortunate because God made us in His own image. We are very fortunate to be alive. It's not because of poverty we say, this person is, because they're poor and they are less fortunate or so. But yeah, that is it. You have that community group. You have the welfare community group. You have the social, the intellectual centers, which they are growing now across the country in Liberia, particularly. And some of them, they can get small money. But how much of that money is going back to the very community that you planted, or you have planted this particular intellectual center? To begin to plant the good fruit outside there, you must plant it within yourself first. When it begins to germinate and spreading, that is what you do in your community. Then you can question another person. But when you are blasting at other leaders, or at the leaders on top, and say they are corrupt, you have problem with their integrity. Okay? and you yourself practicing the same more damn thing, then you are not ready. You're not ready to become an excellent or even a good leader. To becoming a good leader, an excellent leader, you must practice, or you must have embedded in you excellent communication, excellent leadership skills. But there are many of them, even up to 20 and above. People stay developing those attributes, communication skills. They're growing up every day. Every day people adding. So even more than 20 now. Excellent communication skills. So obviously, your advocacy, your activism, questioning other people about their integrity and things, will not actually you on the ground. If you yourself in that community, in that small community group, in that intellectual center, when you receiving a little money perhaps that could even give you 2-3 light bulbs in a place, and somebody have gone there to give speech or whatever, then they look around, they seeing the need there. For me, that's what I can do anyway. You look around, they don't need to ask you. If that individual happened to leave from there that day and give you $100, are you yourself looking at the needs that this particular intellectual center, we need 2 light bulbs? We need to ask the neighbor to give us at least current. Then we'll be paying and whatsoever. But you hold that money, you pocket it, the few of you that are leaders will just share it, and you forget about the rest. That is bad leadership practice you're starting. Tomorrow, nobody will listen to you. No. People are taking note on all of us. Even whatever we are doing today in Liberia, in the context of whether it's politics, whether it's advocacy, activism, and everything, there are people who are taking notes. And we ourselves are taking notes on each other as well. Because tomorrow will come, no matter what, tomorrow will come that people with characters will be looked for. And if I have been in our community center, in our community group, if I have been, in the intellectual, organization or so, and I have realized that the leadership there have been so corrupt, and I can pinpoint them out and whatever. If the opportunity happen to come tomorrow and say, well, we want to, maybe recommendation happen to come out, and so this presidential candidate is putting the list together of people that they'll get job to and whatsoever, I will question you. I question the credibility of that individual. Because when we were in this group, this is how things were going on. I'm not sure he or she will perform well. Their integrity is at stake. So, the young adults today, those of you that are involved in whatever you're involved in and you enjoy doing it, whether it's even running propaganda for somebody, becoming a propaganda machine for somebody, and if individual just sitting somewhere and they say, well, I get my propaganda machines out there, they will speak on my behalf, they will defend me or whatever. In whatever way you are giving back, if you feel comfortable, continue. But the only thing I got to tell you that if you want to become an excellent leader tomorrow, you got to practice it from your home, from your community as well. You got to relate to the people around you first. Those small ones. Yeah, those little ones. And those little things that you do in a community, it means a lot. You want to become an excellent leader. You want to be a good leader tomorrow. You're walking in the street, you buy a banana. Okay, you finish eating that banana, you turn around, you just look around, you just throw it. You just throw it anywhere. You are not a good leader. No. You finish sucking your orange or whatever, you're walking in the street and whatever, and by the end, the moment you finish with the orange, the peeling, you're just looking for somewhere to throw it, and you throw it there. You see in your community, the couple are blowing each other. Blood is everywhere, and you're seeing it. You're just sitting there. You don't go to make peace. You are not a good leader. You are not packaging yourself well. But even the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. When you see it, do not sit and watch. Talk. I admire you talking. I admire you raising the issue up. That, of course, is good. But are you yourself practicing what you are preaching against? That's the base there. Because I can pick out, any of our leaders today and say they were corrupt or they are corrupt, and myself, I am living in corruption, and I am preparing myself to become a leader. That it doesn't work like that. Those that will know me that I am corrupt will mark me to be corrupt, and tomorrow they will actually bring it up. But the young people of you, or the young adults that are aiming at taking leadership role at a higher position, especially I can see some questions about, some of them trying to make way to becoming a lawmaker so that they can begin the transformation of their country right there. I want to admonish you. I want to tell you that for me, I welcome it. I want you to go for it. But I want you to prepare yourself. When you get that little thing, once it belongs to the group, everybody try to make sure that it goes around. When you are on that campus, school campus, when you are on that university, college campus, or so, when you're in the community, the welfare of the people around you should be paramount. It should be paramount. It should be your concern. Do not say, the house is too far away from me. When you hear that trouble, go and rescue. You can't be a good leader when you yourself also living the same life that you're speaking against. When the mind is corrupt, a lot can be going on there. You can be speaking against corruption, but then you yourself, you're mismanaging the small amount you have for your community groups. Or some kind of project they gave you, let's do the project, or so you get that small amount, you mismanage it. You're not setting a good example. I want to see more young people in this 21st century now. I want to see more young people taking that step and say, you know what? I can do it as well. I want to enter in government. I want to go and change. There's nothing wrong with you deciding that you want to join in and make a change. The way you advocating now, the way you activism right now, your form of advocacy, your form of activism can go up. That's what I can see here in the UK. A lot of our lawmakers start right in the community. They begin to speak on behalf of people. They begin to do things for people. They begin to recognize their people, whatever challenges they have and things. And when they get there again and become lawmakers or so, they continue it. That is why whenever I hear when they're speaking, they always say, my constituents, my constituents, my constituents. They don't speak as an individual. They advocate. The advocacy they started way down the line when they were not in that position. They will continue with that advocacy because representation is all about advocacy, especially in governing. It's all about advocating for your people and making sure that indeed what you're advocating for is, come to reality. That is it. Except in the case of our country, Liberia. Our lawmakers, we only value us or the rest of the constituents when they want the position, right? But the moment they get there, they forget. So even the advocacy they were doing before they got up there, they will drop it. And they become self-centered. This is dangerous. And for me now, I would like to admonish young adults. You're above 18 according to the Constitution, or 25, I think, yeah. Go for it. Go for it. Me, from this stage, if I hear of a young adult, I have followed them. I watch them every day. I see their posts. I read. I see what they are doing and whatever. And that young person say tomorrow that they want to advance further in becoming a lawmaker and whatever. I will support that young person, that young adult. But you need to pave the way. You got to prepare yourself. And that is everything that you are speaking against today. You yourself shouldn't be practicing it. Stop it. You can't bring a change. You can't change somebody when you yourself is also doing the same old thing. It can't work. No, it won't work. But go for it. Try out. Because many of us, what we want to see, we want to see, we want to see transformation, especially in the context of our country, Liberia. I want to see a change. I want to see a change that will bring benefit to everybody. But for you to become that excellent leader tomorrow, you got to start practicing now. You must. Thank you. You must start practicing now. Stop praising people who does not need to be praised. Stop it. When you know that this person, whether your own family, when you know definitely that they are not performing well in the interest of the masses, in the interest of the country, tell them the truth. Sit with them and tell them. We need to start doing that now. Let's be real to our family people. But some of you, because, yes, the person in my family, this and that, whatever it is, whether he killed 200 people yesterday, and you know very well that they killed yesterday, when you hear about the call for the establishment of war and the economic crime score, you go in their defense. That is in a good leadership skills you are building within yourself. No. You're being corrupt. Your mind being corrupted. And we got to stop it. We got to stop it. In the continent of Africa, I see a new breeze growing every day. I see young adults taking their positions. And today in some governments, we are seeing young people, young lawmakers coming up and making their impact across the continent of Africa. Hopefully in the next 30 years or so, in the next 50 years or so, a change that we want for this continent will take place. Because perhaps the loyal ones will be in power. In going further, in preparing yourself of becoming an excellent leader, you need to love your country. Love your country. Absolute love for your country. You need to be patriotic to your country. And prove that you are a patriot. You are a patriot. Yes. Be loyal. Not to your party. Not to an individual, but be loyal to your country. Yeah. Be honest. Be honest to your country, to your community, to those groups I was just talking about. Be honest with your membership and be open to them and tell them what is it. Your integrity does matter a lot in becoming an excellent leader. Yeah. When you put this package together, you work with them, will become a good leader, an excellent leader. Because when you put integrity ahead of everything in your administrative work, in your interaction with people, when you put integrity at the head, that means you are resisting corruption. That means you are resisting nepotism. That means you are resisting temptations that will come across you, that will damage you, damage the institution, and damage the country. Because whenever you ask yourself a question, what if it was me? Then, before you do that, before you take that step, once you ask yourself such a question, you will have to think and rethink and then redirect yourself. But most of all, we don't do it. We just go, boom, we jump into it. We do it. We have no idea how the other people will be affected. But because we doing it and we satisfy and it reach, get into our taste and everything, we don't have time for it. We don't have time for other people. We don't care. And this is wrong. So young adults, those of you who are leaders today in your community, who wants to take further step in leadership, you need to get prepared. And in that preparation, start with love. Share the love. Be concerned about your community, about the people around you. Share the little you have with somebody that is in need. Respect people. Because at the end of the day, you want them to respect you. It doesn't matter the age. If you are in that organization, in that group, in that youth group, in the church or whatsoever, in the mosque, maybe you're 25 and the person that has been elected is 18 years or so, respect them. Give them the courtesy that they deserve as leader. You need to prepare yourself. To be an excellent leader, you need lots of skills. And some of them are not skills you need to learn in the classroom. Humility, you don't need to learn it. Some of us, we practice it from home, from our mothers, from our fathers, from our grandparents. How to be concerned with other people. The significance of sharing what you have. Love your people and love your country. Put your country first. Even if you are in a party and you are in the house as a lawmaker, you know very, very well that the decision the leader is taking is wrong. It will hamper lots of people. Do not say this is party mandate. The party say I should be here for the party. And whatever that comes out from the party, I should go by it. If it is wrong and you know that it will not benefit the majority, do not go for it. Tell them your integrity counts. Your people that you're representing, you're not representing the party, you are representing the people, the population. Those words, you know definitely your words are stamps. When you stick it, it will go, it will hold. And so when you're doing it, do it in the interest of your people. Do it in the interest of your people. If you say, I'm here for party mandate, the party mandate is that everything that my colleague from the same party happened to bring here, we got to let it go. that even if the executive blundered because of party mandate and the others I agree, and I know very, very well, or you know very well, that what that leader, the leader did is tantamount to them being kicked out of the office. Do it for your country and your own integrity. Do not say it's a party mandate. You're destroying yourself. So young leaders, young adults, this is what I have for you today. Today is the 21st of April 2022. And I want to say thank you very much. You can please go to my YouTube channel, Max K Mixer or Max Kpakio, Kpakio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And, like my video, watch my videos. I got a lot of videos there as well. Some of them I don't do it live here. I do it live in YouTube. Educational, motivational talks as well. I do it there. So I want to say thank you very much for listening. And thank you for watching. And God bless you. May God continue to bless you. And please share my video. If you come on YouTube, subscribe and share as well. Okay? We're one family. Don't wait until when I died, then you start looking for those videos and then playing it now. The time of my life, watching them and subscribing and sharing, you are appreciating me and you are celebrating me, and I myself seeing it. Then I'm celebrating with you as well. But if I'm dead and gone, that's when you are going to go to make sure that all of my videos now, you're going to watch them and share them or whatsoever. It'll be of no benefit to me. But however, it will still be of benefit to other people. So, thank you. One love. And may God bless you. And may God continue to protect all of us. Bye-bye for now. God bless Liberia.